Alright, so a couple new characters to show today. Envoy video. So all the stats that we're going to go through are based on the videos that we received as envoys. I did some interpolation to kind of figure some of that stuff out. Crystal Karnak, we already knew these guys were coming. Cerebro and Strike Time did a video a little while back. So I'm just going to get right into it so we can talk about, look at their models, kits, and talk about the stat stuff. Let's do it.
Bring me WolverThor!
I'm a part of a volunteer FoxNext Envoy program. I'm not an employee of FoxNext, nor am I an employee of Marvel. I do not receive any payments from either of these companies. The information that I was provided came directly from FoxNext through this Envoy program. However, any opinions, comments, or analysis of this information is strictly my own.
Alright, so this is Crystal. You can see her model. You know, she's got fire in her right hand, looks like ice in her left, showing some of that elemental. Got that, I don't know if it's a hair tattoo or dye or whatever. So that's, yeah, so that's her model there. Nothing really to share. You can see some of the abilities, which we'll go over in a second. So yeah, let's jump over and check out Karnak. Alright, so here we got Karnak. I'm not super familiar with the Inhumans outside of this show. I know he has a bunch of kind of like tattoos throughout. Looks like this was mainly armband, some shoulder love. He's got some face tats like Mr. Tyson himself. So yeah, pretty cool model. Looks very monk-ish in my opinion. Ninja slash monk. Alright, so let's go through some of Crystal's kit. So first up, traits. Hero, Cosmic, Bio, Blaster, Inhuman. Her basic, Fire and Ice. Little Game of Thrones reference there. Not really, but it makes me think of it. Attack primary target for 200% damage plus apply bleed. Bonus attack for 120% damage plus apply slow for 2 turns. So some bleed and slow there, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I'll get into T4 stuff on a different video, so I'm just, you know, throwing this stuff in here for now. But as far as the percentages go, Rock, her special, Rock NATO. Looks like we're referencing a number of pop culture things here. Sharknado, for those who don't get the reference. This starts with energy at 6 out of 6, so this will be your first turn use. Attack all enemies for 75% piercing. Repeat this attack 3 additional times. So it sounds like a 4-time attack. I'm guessing the T4s have to do with the number of attacks. So you start off doing a whole bunch of piercing to everybody. So, and that's 6 out of 6 again. Ultimate, Cold Snap. This starts with the energy cost out of 3 out of 6. Attack all enemies for 350% damage. If enemy has slow, they take 500% damage instead. So given Quake, and eventually we'll get to Karnak's kit, you could see a number of slows throughout. So this, you know, ultimate should more than likely be hitting for 500% damage, which is pretty nice. And then the apply stun to all summoned enemies. And as you've seen in some other content creators' videos, there's been some discussion on her being the counter to Phoenix or Dark Phoenix, and this is where that comes in at, where, you know, if she's using this, would it be 3rd turn or 2nd, given Yo-Yo's ultimate, which feeds energy. If Dark Phoenix has been summoned, then she will get stunned, Dark Phoenix, when Crystal uses her ultimate ability. So that's kind of nice, pretty sweet. We'll see if that fully changes the meta or if people can work around it. Crystal's passive, called Second Wind. If an Inhuman ally's health is full at the start of the match, so similar to how Ultron works, the health has to be full at the start, then the first time that ally drops below 50% health, heal them for 40% of this character's max health, plus clear 3 negative effects. That to me is pretty big. It's nice, but it only happens once. So there's a couple of caveats here. At the start of the match, the Inhumans' health has to be at full health, and it only happens once when they drop below 50% health, and then you bump them up dramatically. On turn, in addition, in this passive, on turn, change speed bar of the enemy with the highest speed by negative 25%. So every time Crystal goes, whoever's got the highest speed of the opposing team gets their speed bar reduced by 25%. So overall kit here is pretty interesting. A lot of AoE. The basic when you're going to use it, which is, depending on, if you got Yo-Yo on the team, which you should, you're using those 2 AoEs, and then the basic for some bleed and some slow. So I like it. And the passive is really nice for that, longevity of health. The part where it's like, it's really, as far as war or something like that goes, this is not going to be a sustained defensive team. I could see being more of an offensive team, given that you're going to want to use them once. When the health goes low, it comes back up. But anyway, liking the kit. So let's check out Karnak's kit. All right, Karnak. So his traits: Hero, Cosmic, Skill, Controller, Inhuman. Basic, called Precise Attack. Clear Evade plus attack primary target for 280% damage. If the primary target has a negative effect, gain 25% crit chance for this attack. This attack cannot be dodged. Okay, it's kind of an interesting particular kit. See how that kind of works out. There's an evade and a negative attack aspect. Obviously with the slows, that could definitely be around. Slows being from the Inhuman team. Karnak's special, Crippling Blows. This starts off with 6 out of 6 energy. The ultimate starts with 8 out of 8, so you really have your choice on offense. Attack primary target for 260% damage plus change speed bar by negative 20% and apply slow for 2 turns. Chain to 3 additional adjacent targets for 200% damage plus apply slow for 2 turns. This attack cannot be counterattacked. So let's go over that real quick. So basically, he's going to attack somebody for 260% damage, reduce their speed bar, and give them slow. On top of that, he's going to attack adjacent targets for additional damage and apply slow for 2 turns. So this dude's hitting a bunch of people and putting slow on them for 2 turns. Lots of slows. And it can't be a counterattack, so you're hitting quite a bit there. His ultimate, called Pressure Points. This also starts at full energy, but is 8 out of 8. So you're going to have a decision to make of what you want to do first. Attack primary target for 400% damage plus clear all positive effects. If Black Bolt is an ally, gain 100,000 extra focus for this attack plus apply Disrupted. So to me, the special and the ultimate are really going to be about, is there somebody that you want to clear a whole bunch of effects on right away and or apply Disrupted? Or do you want to hit a bunch of people and apply a bunch of slows? That's really what it's going to be about as far as whether he uses special or his ultimate first turn, in my opinion. Both, I think, pretty cool grid abilities. We like them both. Passive, the Magister. On turn, choose 1 random enemy. If they have a positive effect, Yondu, flip the positive effect to a negative effect. Otherwise, apply defense down. So slightly different than Yondu, obviously, but it's pretty cool that you could flip it or apply defense down. Gain plus 10% focus. Gain plus 10% focus for each Inhuman ally. Also, he's got a gain plus 10% dodge chance. So very interesting kit. The passive is, as far as most of the passives that we've seen lately, a little lackluster, but it's good. And I like his special and ultimate, digging them. So, now that we've looked at both of their kits, let's go check out those stats. Okay, so we're going to kind of look at the stats together, but separately. So, the reason I say together is because they're right next to each other, but I also kind of want to go one at a time. So, the way this spreadsheet works is that I've got all the stats in the game put in here, and then I rank them for each character. I've got a baseline of level 70, 7 yellow stars, 0 red, T11, 1% Stark Tech, and map passive level 4. This is all typically based on MSF.gg, but given that these characters are not there yet, This has been interpolated based on the stats that we've received from Fox Next. So, having said that, first character up, Crystal. She comes in ranked as the 16th ranked character in the game as far as stats go. I'm super impressed with that ranking. I was not expecting that at all. But let's see if the stats that we need for her are actually what brings her that high. I'm looking for damage. I'm looking for focus. You know, anytime you do have a blaster, you want them to have some sustain, so we'll see. All right, so Crystal, her health comes in at 62,000. Ranks 93rd in the game. That's not too bad. A little squishy, a little weak as far as the health goes. So hopefully that's not a problem. Given some of the other kits of the Inhumans, which we'll go over in a different video, I think she should be able to stick around with Yo-Yo applying, you know, offense down, etc. Now damage. This is what you wanted high, and you got it high. So her damage is 7852, which comes in ranked at 11. That's really good. You know, given her AoEs, you wanted something definitely top 25, top 30. She's there. Yay us. Armor 2376 comes in rank 91. That's also pretty weak. Not loving that, but hey, it is what it is. So could be, like I said, could be kind of squishy. Focus comes in ranked at 13th, 2166. That's pretty solid. So, you know, anything that she's throwing down there, you know, it could definitely, it should be applied given that high of a focus, and that's you're punching up big time. Resistance comes in ranked at 17th, so at 1805. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Should resist quite a bit of things. And then her speed is at 110 and ranked 45th. So that's not terribly fast, but not slow at all. Her average rank among stats is 45. Overall, again, pretty solid. I think she's, you know, the damage is what you want. You got the focus. I wish the health and armor were a little higher. I'm worried about squishiness there, but I think with the Inhuman team, she should be okay. So let's jump right into Karnak here. He's a couple spots higher, 3 spots higher, comes in at 13th ranked. Very similar to Crystal, we're going to want the same type of stats. He's got some more debuffs he's throwing down, so we really want that focus to be high. First up is his health seems to be the exact same. So it's okay, little squish there. Damage, same thing. You got the high damage. Tied for ranked 11th with Crystal. Armor, 91st, same stats. Seems like we're getting a lot of rinse and repeat here. So the focus is better though. He's ranked 2nd in the game with focus. Next up, I think Pyro's first at 2382. So that's great. We really wanted that. So they did the right thing here with the stats for his kit. Resistance, a little bit lower in Crystals, 1470. I'm good with that. It doesn't need to be, you know, super resistive there. And his speed is 12th, 120. So he's going to be going pretty quick. Again, I like the fact that you use that special potentially first turn to throw a bunch of slows down. I'm liking that at this moment. Alt could be kind of situational depending if you want to clear anything. Overall rankings average out at 43.8. And yeah, so again, Fox Next for both these characters, they got the stats, you know, I was surprised about how high these two are ranked, you know, 13th and 16th. I was like, whoa. It's really about the focus, speed, damage. The other ones, they'd be much lower. So it's kind of surprising how high these two tunes are ranked. Could mean that these Inhumans are going to be sort of a meta team if, you know, they all synergize well together. So anyway, let's do an outro on these two. So Karnak and Crystal coming to the game. We know Crystal's in a campaign, and I don't know if they announced how Karnak was or not. For some reason, I'm thinking that he might have been a blitz, but I'm not sure what else it would be, to be honest with you. Overall, I like their kits once they're in with the team. You know, Karnak's speed, giving some slows around. You know, Black Bolt's going to take advantage of those slows, you know, to get some offense ups, flips some things, flip some negative buffs if he's got them. You know, the Karnak potentially putting defense down on people. Crystal with some AoEs. The stats are decent. You know, I could see at some point with all these Inhumans being added, or at least the 3 being added, you know, I could see, you know, these guys being used for an unlock at some point, but, Yeah, I still think the Marauders are kind of lurking back there. They're not a great team. No one's really doing them. That's more than likely the team that's probably going to be needed for an unlock, in my opinion. But anyway, having said that, these two tunes, I mean, I'm not a huge Inhuman fan, but I think Fox Next did a decent job with these tunes. Think you're going to need them. I'm guessing they're going to be war offense, given the crystal one-time health boost, because you can't heal them on defense, and they're probably going to be able to take some decent teams out if I had to guess. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Check out those other CCs, content creators, videos on this to get some more opinions on these tunes, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks.